Good morning. Welcome to episode 2 of Living in the Texas Hill Country. We are so excited to have Dr. Megan Clayton on today. And I'm going to let her introduce herself, but she's going to be talking about just some different resources that are available to new and current landowners. So if you've ever had a question and wondered who do I contact about that, of course, the extension office is your first go-to, but a lot of times we recommend other places to reach out to, or if it's you need it a little bit quicker, need more expertise than what maybe we have to offer here in the office. There are other resources out in the community. So she's going to be talking a little bit about that, and I will let you take it away.
Great. Thanks for the invite. It's exciting to be on here, and I'm excited about y'all's new podcast. I am Megan Clayton. I'm a professor and extension range specialist, like home on the range with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, and I'm based at the Uvalde Research and Extension Center down with Liz.
Mhm.
And I get to support county extension agents, and a lot of my counties are in the Hill Country. And I can vouch that there's a lot of fantastic county extension agents in the Hill Country who are there to support you. And I'm happy that y'all picked this topic today because a lot of times I hear people talking about paying someone for a service that they could get for absolutely free.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and so Megan is literally like my office mate next door. She's absolutely fantastic. Um, she's been with you've been with Extension for a while.
Like 15 years.
Yeah, so she is like a wealth of knowledge. I know I go to her with my questions
Uh,
all the time. I think sometimes she gets bored or not bored, but you're just like
no,
this, it's Liz again. Like
no, absolutely. I've never thought that. Never,
Maybe
never.
once. No.
So I guess Megan, I guess I'm trying to think how to start. I mean, I guess do you want to start with some like if people want some like very basic information about, we'll say like their property, what are some good
Yeah.
resources to turn to?
Okay, so I'm going to try not to just take over and talk the whole time, but my first go-to, y'all, is our county extension offices. That's Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service. Sadly, a lot of people are not familiar with the extension service. They know 4-H. So 4-H is the youth side of extension, but there is an ag and natural resource county extension agent like Carly in every county. These people will support you with all kinds of weird questions. I mean, they cover everything for like, why does my tree look sick in the front yard, to turf grass, to managing your cattle. So they are your first stop and they're local. So they're aware of a lot of things. Like, for instance, I cover almost 40 counties. They know things locally that are happening that I may not have any idea about. And then each agent is supported by a whole slew of specialists. And that's people like Liz and I who get to live in a topic. So Liz lives in wildlife and I live in rangeland management. And so if you need advice on something that Carly feels like one of us may be able to help on, she will contact us and get us involved or get answers for us and get back to you. So it's this wonderful system, the extension network, where we have our county agents who are very knowledgeable, have to be very diverse, but they're there locally supported by more specialists. So I'll give you the web addresses to find your contacts for all of these things we talk about today here at the end.
And yeah, so with specialists, I mean, we have specialists for just about, I think just about everything. We have
Yes.
silviculturists. We he just he's is he the first one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but we do have a silviculturist, which is for trees. We have a viticulturist, which is I learned is for wine. So y'all in the hill country, if you have wine questions, we have someone specifically for that.
Entomologist for all our
Entomologist for,
bugs.
yep, for bugs. I mean, really and truly, I think we have turf grass specialists, we have economists, we
That's
have
right.
beef specialists, which I think next week we're having somebody come on to talk about one of our beef cattle specialists coming on for
Great.
next week. Um, but yeah, we extension truly is like a plethora
Yeah.
of
One stop
free
shop.
information. Yeah, truly a one-stop shop. Um, So I guess what are one of the ones I think we touched on last week is NRCS. So
Yes,
can you give us a little bit of rundown of sort of what NRCS is and what they
definitely.
could offer?
Yeah, NRCS is a part of the USDA. And so their funding has kind of come and gone recently, but they are a wealth of knowledge. And Carly, as a county extension agent, would go out to your place and give you technical guidance there. But USDA is made for that. So they go out and they do land management contracts using farm bill dollars to cost share some practices. They help you with planning and designing your kind of conservation practices that you have. They also, their office that's in every county, USDA NRCS has a list of contractors for fence building, for asphalt, for brush control, lots of things. They maintain these lists, and they're not going to suggest one over the other because that's not really their position, but they have that list that's publicly available. So if you go in there, they could give you a copy of that, which is super helpful for starting to find people who can help you do certain things on your property. And then partnered with them in their office is usually the Farm Services Agency. And the Farm Services Agency has the ability to give direct and guaranteed loans to farmers and ranchers. And they have a lot more flexibility with their payments as opposed to some of the traditional bank loans. And so that's something you're definitely going to want to check out. They also have maintaining and expanding farm loans. They have disaster assistance. And then, of course, they also will help you register your land, which is necessary if you ever want to qualify for any of those like cost share dollars that NRCS would kind of govern the contracts on. So both of them are in the same office. So definitely check them out. Also, you have your county soil and water conservation district. Not every county necessarily will have an office there. Sometimes certain offices will cover multiple counties, but those conservation districts can also do a lot for helping with advice and for understanding the rules governing a lot of the water use in your area.
So,
Should I
and
move
this,
on to, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this might be a really like I maybe sort of like this is probably a really hard question, and if you can't answer it, that's
Okay,
fine.
hit me
So,
with it.
okay, because you're a range specialist, but then you
Yes,
also have NRCS, which stands for Natural Resources Conservation Services. I always just call it NRCS, so I'm not sure what it
yes,
all stands for. But you, as a range specialist, have some overlap with NRCS
definitely.
and the I'm blanking. The last one you said, the
Farm
so
Services Agency.
yes. So when would somebody reach out to NRCS versus yourself? Obviously, your range, NRCS does a
Yeah.
little bit of range stuff. I mean, is there really one that would be better for one thing versus another?
So our county extension agents can give you all the technical guidance and information and science-backed data in the world to help you make good choices. But if you're wanting cost share, so through the farm bill, if you're wanting them to supply partial payments for doing brush control or putting in a new water source or repairing internal fencing or putting up internal fencing for grazing regimes, all of that would need to go through the NRCS office. Also, there's nothing wrong with getting multiple opinions. And so I think it's even cool. A lot of times people will plan to have multiple agencies out at the same time to their place.
Mm.
And so everyone has different perspectives that could be really useful for bouncing ideas around. Everyone has their specialty. And I always love to be around groups of professionals because I always learn something too. So someone may have had some experience where they could chime in, and everyone benefits from that information.
And
So good
sometimes,
question. It gets a
and
little crazy because there's some overlap.
yes, and I think that's a great point is having multiple agencies out is because just because like you may miss something, but then
Yep,
NRCS agent may see it or vice versa.
that's right.
So having just multiple eyes out there, multiple brains, that's a really good tip for especially new landowners.
Absolutely. The other one who will come out easily is your Texas Parks and Wildlife Department biologist. So a lot of people tell me that they have hired a wildlife biologist to help them write a wildlife management plan. And sometimes that's a fantastic idea because you can get a lot more personalized information. But our Texas Parks and Wildlife biologists do that for free. So you'll want to contact them, and I'll give you the link to find who your biologist is. But they are a wealth of knowledge for wildlife habitat management and making plans for certain wildlife species, whatever you're interested in seeing on your place. They can also help with the restoration and planting for pollinators. So another really cool place to go to get free service where they might have that wildlife slant to things that might be something you're really interested in. They can help you. They make your habitat management plan to where that qualifies you if you're applying for the 1D1 open space tax valuation, the wildlife tax valuation. Your land does have to be an ag tax valuation, at least for the past 5 out of 7 years. And then you could transfer that to a wildlife tax valuation, but they help you with that, and they'll help you with what criteria you have to meet in order to keep that valuation good. So they're an excellent resource that would also come out along with your county extension agent and USDA NRCS.
So I think you were gonna say something before I asked my difficult question. What you were saying, you want to move on to were you going to talk about your
wildlife? No, I was just going to talk about wildlife.
Oh, okay.
But I know, let me stop somebody's calling. The next one I would also say is Texas A&M Forest Service. So we definitely have silviculturalists now, but Texas A&M Forest Service deals a lot with your trees and managing trees. And though you might think about Forest Service as being more in East Texas, they actually have Forest Service representatives throughout the state that can help you. They have a fantastic oak wilt program at just texasoakwilt.org. You can find a lot of information there. And there's also specialists who could come out and give you a consultation like we've talked about on some of the other agencies. And so I'll give you the link at the end to that as well, where you fill in your information and they'll get back to you with whoever's closest to you that could maybe do a site visit if there's a reason that you would need somebody on the ground to look at your property.
And do you know how the Forest Service is, I'll say distributed? Because I know it's like we have one here at the Uvalde Center. I know I think there's one up in Kerrville, and I think there's one in San Antonio. Do you know how they're distributed across the state?
Not totally, but they definitely cover larger regions than like our county extension agents would have to do. And so that's why I think they want you to put through the consultation query so they kind of know what you're looking for and what person in the area might be best to address your questions. Or if you even need someone to come out, maybe you just need certain information sent to you or a phone call. So that is definitely another agency, though, that you'll want to keep on your radar because they're fantastic. They also have their Texas Tree app where you can get an estimate of the age of your trees and help with tree identification on your own. So another good one to keep in mind, and a part of kind of our AgriLife family with Texas A&M.
Yes. So sorry, Carly, I've kind of like hijacked this whole thing. I'm so sorry. Carly, you just need to be like Liz. You just need to be quiet. I have a question. just zip it.
Oh, I think y'all are right about the Forest Service. I actually was talking, we had one here in Johnson City, and
Okay.
I was talking to him the other day. He told me he's retiring. So I'm like, let's do one program together before you retire.
Yes.
So he's retiring tomorrow. And I said, who do I ask with questions now? And he said, that's a good question, Carly. So I guess they redistricted recently. And so they do have a region where they've got multi-counties that they cover. And right now, and I don't know all what counties because it's different now, but ours is based out of Travis County, the Austin office now. And then they're over, I don't know, 5 or 6 some odd counties. So
okay. But if you fill out that form, they will get back to you.
Yeah,
Somebody will eventually
really
get to you with your answers. But maybe that'd be also good. You could work through someone like Carly, our county extension agents, with your questions, and they could always contact some of these other agencies if they needed some additional information. But you know, the last 2 things that I'm thinking of that might be good local contacts or resources are for people who are lifelong learners. And if they're listening to your podcast, I'm guessing that they're probably a lifelong learner who likes to kind of expand their knowledge base and to give back a little bit. We have two kind of volunteer organizations under extension. One is the Texas Master Gardener Program, and the other is the Texas Master Naturalist Program, which is shared with.
Alrighty, welcome back. Liz was our host for our Zoom meeting, and she unfortunately lost power at the office. So this is part 2 of local resources. So we were about to start getting into our volunteer programs if you wanted to pick up there.
Yeah, we have a couple of really cool volunteer programs through the Extension Service. We have Texas Master Gardener and Texas Master Naturalist. And these are people who just want to be lifelong learners and volunteer to go through this training. And then they can go out into their communities to disperse information and to help people understand things about either nature or gardening. The Texas Master Naturalist Program is also in conjunction with Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. So those might be things that some of you are interested in looking into and being a part of. If not, they might be people that you want to bring in to give presentations. Maybe you're a school teacher or somebody that needs someone to come with information that might be helpful for you. Do y'all have those programs in Blanco County, Carly?
Yeah, we do actually. Ours is the Highland Lakes chapter, and they cover Llano, Burnett, Lampasas, and Blanco County.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then it looks like there's a couple different ones around us. The Master Naturalist Program has a really great website, and there's a page on there. You can look at what county you're in right now, and it'll tell you what the chapter is called. So there's several around us, but the one that Blanco County is in is a 4-county chapter.
Okay. Very cool. Well, that's fun too. You get to meet people from different areas. I guess I kind of went through all of the local resources I could think of. So I just wanted to share with y'all this page because it's got all of the web addresses. So I didn't want to say web addresses while we were going because some of them are incredibly long. Of course, you could always Google, county extension offices, Texas, and it would probably pop up. But counties.agrilife.org is one way. If Carly is most unfortunately not your county extension agent, you can certainly find out who is. Also, Texas Master Naturalist and Texas Master Gardeners search pages of how you can find what chapters are near you. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service. You can find the service center. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, we do have Master Gardeners as well. So Blanco County has their own Master Gardener chapter. And then I believe Gillespie County, theirs is also a multi-county chapter with, don't get me lying, I think it's Kendall and Kerr County and maybe one other county.
Fantastic.
Comal County has their own as well. So those are just a couple other ones near us. There's a lot, I feel like, of Master Gardener programs in this area as well. Not every county has one, but there should be one near you.
Oh, thank you for adding that. Yeah, I was wondering if you also shared them with the same counties as Texas Master Naturalist, but it sounds like you have your own.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
They do a lot in schools, helping with school gardens. And again, if you're a lifelong learner, please look into one of these Master Naturalists or Master Gardeners or both, depending on your interest. This NRCS, they have Find a Service Center. And again, the Farm Services Agency is typically in that office. Sometimes the Soil and Water Conservation District is also there nearby. Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, you can find your biologist for your county. And again, contact them and you can set up a date for them to come out and kind of look over your property. And then Texas A&M Forest Service has this link for filling out a short form to get a consultation. So if there's something that you need specifically, then they'll figure out who's best for that, or if you just need a phone call. And then the texasoakwilt.org is a fantastic website led by Texas A&M Forest Service, but it includes multiple agencies with lots of great information on oak wilt, which is a really highly contagious disease that is going through the hill country that people are typically interested in. So those are the main agency supports that you could find. And again, I love that they are free for just technical guidance and information. And they're all there to help landowners. And so I hope that many of the people listening to this will find one of those at least that they did not know about that might be useful for some of their situation.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing all that. I learned a little bit too,
Absolutely.
so I always appreciate that. But yeah, we will try to put these links in the comments. Hopefully, it doesn't flag me as spam whenever I start posting them. But if for whatever reason it doesn't work out, we love technology. The extension office website, typically they'll have all these links on there as well. So if you just go to your county extension website, somewhere on there you should be able to find different resources. It may not be all of them, there may even be more, but it's always a good place to start.
Great. Well, I appreciate you having me on. It's
Yes,
really fun to
thank
get to
you.
talk to all of your landowners there in the Hill Country and to let them know that we're here to support them and we're doing continuous research to try to bring them more information.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.